Hey, so my wife and I hope everyone can hear me okay. Welcome to Progressive Soapbox. This is Man on the Street episode. She's sitting here with me. So, interesting point. One of the people who are on my channel kind of made the point that, dude, are you telling me you can't find any pot in Barcelona? So the answer to that question is yes, we have. There is all sorts of lounges all throughout Barcelona that has pot. Now, I don't want to say too loud because I'm on the bus. I'm in on the train, and I don't want people looking at me like I'm crazy. But I'm going to tie this back to the United States, because back in the States, pot did extremely well on the ballot. Michigan legalized recreational use. Missouri and Utah became the 32nd and 33rd state to legalize medicinal. And keep in mind, medicinal, in all of the cases where there's been recreational use, has been the gateway between those two things. It's almost like it's a stopping point between full legalization from the standpoint of recreational. North Dakota failed for whatever reason. Yeah, that's kind of bizarre. You would think that the people in North Dakota would smoke all sorts of pot, being up in the mountains, but not so much. So they struck down the ballot measure. Different places have different things. So in Washington, D.C., my wife and I, we live maybe a few hours away from D.C., and when I go to the radio station to do a segment, there are places nearby where you can actually kind of engage with in order to procure, let's say it that way. Now, the catch is there's a fudge. It's not legal to buy, even though it is legal to use. And because of that, the question becomes, well, how do you actually get access to it? Human beings are clever creatures. And they come up with this fudge of, here's a lollipop. You can buy this lollipop, and with this lollipop, I will give you the option of getting this bag of pop. You don't have to accept it, but it's there nonetheless. I don't know. It's a tough one. I've just paid $100 for this lollipop. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it off your hands. And you walk out, pressure pushed into taking this bag of pop with the lollipop. Barcelona is something similar in many respects. It's funny how the similarities. So here, you don't necessarily say buy. That's a dirty word. You don't buy anything. It's, what is the value of that particular item? Well, the value of this particular item is this. Great. No money ever exchanges hands, because you give your money up front before you walk in, and people bequeath this to you based upon what you have on your account. This is a high-tech way of going about it, and they've turned it here into like this kind of lounge. I mean, I would imagine there are multiple places, but in the one that we visited, there was a lounge. You get this card that allows membership to come in and out after paying a one-time membership fee. There was one guy who looked like he was fiending. He was like, I'm so happy to be here. It's like, I bet you are, dude. You seem extraordinarily pleased to be here. But when you are there and you decide what you want to buy or procure, let's call it procure, they allow you bongs, pipes, vaporizers, free of charge to use while you're there in order to use their products. Meaning, the moment that you get the product, you can use whatever device you want to use, free of charge, gratis. Thank you for coming. We just want you to be a welcome customer. Now, in this particular case, they were playing Marvin Gaye, Got to Give It Up, when we walked in. And the Marvin Gaye thing, it puts you in the headspace, man. I've told the story before of going to Vegas for the first time and hearing them playing Marvin Gaye, Got to Give It Up. And you're like, oh my God, it gets you into this mindset. Apparently, they were big Marvin Gaye fans, and they had all of Marvin Gaye's greatest hits. And for that hour, you just went from one item to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. place was amazing. Now, you can't just show up at the door. You have to go online and you have to send a request, kind of like you have to do in DC. And with that request, they will send you back an email. And that email, at least for mine, it says, ask for Zara. And then when I got there to ask for Zara, there was nobody named Zara. And I realized this was like kind of a buzzword or code word or something. But they have to send you an invite. You can't just show up at the door. There were some people who showed up and they got showed the exit. It seemed to be a pretty straightforward process. I mean, after sending the email to them, they sent me back an invite within the course of maybe 5 minutes. And at that point, I think we went the very next day, and we enjoyed the product that they had at their disposal while listening to Marvin Gaye. Can't complain. So, I'll end this here. Good job, Michigan, Missouri, Utah. Absolutely great job. I didn't realize 33 states had legalized medicinal at this point. Medicinal or recreational use, including, not including, yeah. I don't know if DC is included in that. But either way, we're almost there. We're almost there. That's more than half in the United States, where it's either legal or medicinal use. And let's be honest, medicinal use is just legal. Look, the idea that you would put people in prison for making a choice is insane. I'm sorry, that's insane. People make a choice to smoke a plant, and you say the cause of society at that point is to put them in prison. That's just nonsense. Fortunately, it seems like 33 of the states have come to their senses. I don't think Virginia is included in that, unfortunately. Painfully, unfortunately. Alright, guys. If you enjoy the content, please feel free to share, like, subscribe. And you can always support through PayPal, Patreon. Thanks all.